Thank you and welcome everybody. Before this public meeting begins, I'd like to note that this is a meeting to host a public meeting on matters required for approval under the Planning Act. During the meeting, there will be an opportunity for questions and answers from the committee and the public. Before we begin, members of the public are advised that if a person or public body does not make oral submission at the public meeting or make written submission to the Corporation of the Municipality of Central Elgin before the decision, the person or public body is not entitled to appeal the decision of the Council of the Corporation of the Municipality of Central Elgin or the Ontario Land Tribunal. And further, if a person or public body does not make oral submission at the public meeting or make written submission to the Corporation of the Municipality of Central Elgin before the decision, the person or public body may not be added to the party to the hearing or an appeal before the Ontario Land Tribunal, unless, in the opinion of the tribunal, there is reasonable grounds to do so. Those wanting to be notified of Council's decision on the application should email Diane Wilson at dwilson@centralelgin.org and indicate which meeting they wish to be notified on and provide their name and address. Those who do not have access to a computer and wish to be notified should call Diane Wilson at 519-631-4860, extension 286, and provide the same information. Okay, thank you. Now this public meeting is required by the Planning Act. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is a public hearing as required by the Planning Act to hear the applicant, Bill and Vicky O'Sullivan, and every other person who desires to be heard in favor of or against the application for a minor variance for the zoning bylaw respecting 6985 Sunset Road. Does any member of the committee have a disclosure of pecuniary interest concerning this application? Seeing none. Is the applicant or an agent listening on the computer, tablet, or smartphone? Please click the raise hand icon. And if you have called into the meeting using a telephone, please dial *9. We will acknowledge your raised hand and you can unmute and explain your application. Okay, Mr. O'Sullivan, go ahead, we can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, so my wife and I have been planning this for a little while now. We are trying to add, I guess the variance is for a garage. So we have a garage and a breezeway attached to the south side of our home. Inside the garage, all the concrete and everything's heaved and it's just not big enough for our needs anymore. So we plan on knocking down our garage and breezeway, the existing stuff, and then adding a, it'll be a mud room. And then to the south of that, a garage that'll come to within a meter of the, to a meter of the southerly property line.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
That's sufficient. The Secretary Treasurer, what method of notice and when was notice giving of the public of this hearing?
Mr. Chair, as per requirements of the Planning Act, notice was mailed by regular post to every owner of land within 60 meters of the subject land and applicable agencies on September the 27th, 2022. Notice was physically posted to the property by municipal staff as well as the municipal website, and notice was displayed in the weekly CE Buzz advertisements.
Okay, thank you. At this point, I'd like to ask our planner, Mr. McClure, if there's any comments on the application.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nothing further to the report.
Okay, thank you. Is there any comments from municipal staff on this application? Hearing none. Ms. Secretary Treasurer, have you received any written submissions on this application?
Mr. Chair, no correspondence has been received.
Thank you. Do any members of the committee have questions on this application? Seeing and hearing none. Do we have any members of the public that have any questions on this application? The meeting is now open to questions from the public. Okay, thank you. We have no members from the public that have a question. Okay, everyone has been given a fair opportunity to be heard. Is the committee ready to make a decision?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so, and Ms. Secretary Treasurer, are we going to have a recorded vote on this, please?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I'll call the vote. Counselor Rowe?
Yes.
Counselor Cook?
Yes.
Counselor Fair?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Marks?
Yes.
Mayor Martin?
Yes.
And Counselor Cravitz.
Yes. Okay, thank you. That decision is granted. Thank you. Those wanting to be notified on the committee's decision on any application should email Diane Wilson, as said before, at dwilson@centralelgin.org, indicating which public meeting they wish to be notified on and provide their name and address. Those who do not have access to a computer, as mentioned before, can call Diane Wilson at 519-631-4860, extension 286, and provide the same. Thank you. This meeting is now adjourned.